Hello everyone, warm welcome to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. I am Manoj here, lead business development at Kovaion. Along with me, I have Mr. Ajay, my colleague, and today's topic, as you know, unlocking enterprise potential, leveraging LLMs with RAG and vector databases. So primarily, this webinar will be driven by Mr. Nanda Kumar, whom we fondly call him as NK at our organization. So just to introduce Mr. NK, he's a CTO and he's responsible for development of our low-code platform, which is AI powered, and also SaaS-based products at our organization. So he has been with us from 2022, and prior to that, he carries the rich experience of around 18 years with enterprise product development using leveraging open source technologies, cloud, and blockchain. So he has worked in various capacities like project head, technology head, CIO, CTO for global companies. And at Kovaion, he's responsible for new client acquisition and delivering end-to-end solutions across wide range of domains. So before joining Kovaion, he has also led product teams, high performance product teams using new age technologies, and he has also been a chief architect and design for variety of solutions like collaboration tools, web, mobile applications, DevOps, etc. So that's a brief introduction about 10K. So, and without further delay, I think I'll hand it over to Mr. NK to take it further from here. And you will get a chance to ask any questions, queries at the end of the session. Just please have your questions noted and put them on the chat box. Thank you. Over to you, NK.
Thanks a lot, Manoj, for the. I will start with the today's agenda. The today agenda is kind of how to implement Gen AI models and other sources to develop an enterprise grade solutions using the RAG as well as the popular LLMs. First point, we will be covering about the popular LLMs. Those are available in the market right now. And we will be giving a brief overview of what is RAG and why the RAG is required. Then we will be going through the approach using RAG. While explaining more about the approach using RAG, we will be looking into the vector database. And in that, TYPsense in particular, why TYPsense as a vector search. Then we will be touch upon the embedding models. Finally, we will be looking at how the prompts need to be improved for any enterprise solutions, why the prompts play a huge role in utilizing the LLMs and developing enterprise solutions. So first thing, we will be looking at the popular LLMs and the foundation models right now available in the market. So this is definitely, we are not going to give you knowledge about what's artificial intelligence and what is a machine learning, all those things. Because our colleague has done already another webinar a couple of months before. People interested in knowing about AI and the basics of AI and other machine learning stuff, they can look at that webinar. So today we will be straight away starting with the LLMs. So these large language models are a game changer. Starting with the OpenAI developing their own LLM way back in 2023. So many players are coming up in the market with their own LLMs. So definitely the LLMs help us something what we have not seen before, or the use cases that cannot be solved a couple of years before can be easily solved using the LLMs. Some of the popular LLM is like OpenAI which is the provider of the ChatGPT. Then we have the Gemini provided by Google, and the Llama 2, Llama 3 are the open source LLM models. Those are provided by Meta. Then we have Claude.ai and Copilot provided by GitHub. So all these small LLMs are pretty powerful with a number of tokens, and their number of training set is enormous. So there is absolutely no doubt that various tasks we can perform using these LLMs. So the next topic I'm going to is, so if the LLMs are already present, so why we need to go for other augmented sources or the resources to utilize in the enterprise solutions. So I have added an comparison of the fine tuning of an LLM as well as the RAG approach. So even though the LLMs provide large data set and large use cases we can achieve, large questions and answers we can retrieve, the main problem is the LLMs provide a static data. So if an LLM is trained on, let's say, if you look at the ChatGPT, it was trained somewhere around 2022 September. So the biggest problem you will be facing is, so a simple example is like if you try to search for who is the Prime Minister of UK in ChatGPT, it will say some other person who was Prime Minister a couple of years before. The data is not in a real time. So this is a big challenge because many enterprise applications thrive on real-time data. For example, the help desk applications, your user manuals, or customer support, many things thrive on the real-time data. So using a static LLM will bring a huge challenge in creating a real-time application. And the next thing is retraining costs. This is another big thing. Like some of the LLMs are paid and not open source, and you may not be able to retrain them. And some of the LLMs are open source, you get the source, but to deploy that entire LLM in your own machine or will need lot of GPUs, plus the training cost will be lot more. So the amount of consumption and the cost associated with fine tuning or retraining an LLM is heavy. The third thing is related to the compliance difficulties. Even if you train, there may be many auditory and government-related complaints that will come up within few days as you do the training. So whatever the costly training hardwares you purchase and train your own data set, but immediately you will end up doing the work again and again. So these challenges makes as LLMs for some static data, content creation, for the contents that are not getting updated regularly is a good case. But sometimes if it comes to real-time data, something, for example, something we need to make a decision based on the last 10 days data, then we need to get into this Retrieval Augmented Generation model. So next thing I will be explaining about what this is all about, like what is this Retrieval Augmented Generation. So this diagram explains in detail about what is this augmented generation. So in normal use case, if you type something in ChatGPT, what it returns is you type something like, I need to please write me a program for identifying a prime number. So you type that query will be directly sent to the LLM, and LLM will immediately give you an answer. So that is fine. Like so, the LLM will understand, simply understand, like you are asking for a prime number and you are asking for a program to that. So it will differentiate and give you the output. This is simply well and good. This is perfectly fine. Let's say there is another problem. You need to know that leave calendar or a holiday calendar for 2025, but this LLM is trained only till 2024. So this comes with a real problem, like because so the LLM do not have the power to predict them. So for this, what we need to do is, whatever I'm telling is a very simple example. So we need to, whatever the leave data we have or the holiday details we have, that we need to vectorize using an embedding model, then store them in a vector database. Then if a customer or an end user comes in, if a customer or an end user comes in, we need to send the query along with the context data. Something like whatever the context we have, right? In an organization, holiday list may differ from another organization. So along with the query, we need to pass the context data that is stored in a vectorized format to the LLM. So now what the LLM will become a lot more smarter, and what it will do is it will give us a more smarter answer, which is specific to the enterprise solution. So this is why the RAG comes into the picture. So the next step we have seen this, like, so as a RAG, this is the approach. So what are the small pieces available that need to be put together to make this work? So this retrieval augmented generation is a concept or an architecture that will enable more power to the enterprise solutions by combining the Gen AI feature along with the other retrieval systems available in the market or the internal sources available inside an enterprise. So the next thing we will be looking at the vector database. So the RAG really relies heavily on this vector database. In fact, the LLMs itself rely on the vector database. So why we need to go for the vector database? Because the amount of data, the qualitative data that the LLMs need to be trained is extremely huge, or the amount of documents, tables available inside an organization will be huge. So traditional type of databases we may not be able to use. Plus, the searching some content using the traditional database will be virtually impossible. So to overcome this, this vectorized database were introduced. So how this vectorized database works is that qualitative content will be converted into zeros and ones of mathematical value, and they will be stored internally in such a way that related fields are grouped together. For example, the animals. So the example you can see it here. The animals will be grouped together. Like animals may be dog, cat. So this using these embedding models, the animals will be grouped together and stored in a particular space. Similarly, if you have the words related to fruits, those things will be stored in a particular place. So this will make with this kind of database, it will be very easy for us to search through the data and get those values. Something impossible using a conventional database. So this is not only text, it will store multi-dimensional data, images, videos, many other multi-format data we can store here. So this is really powerful vector database, and this kind of database forms the ground base for other things like what is it? This forms the ground base for the AML LLM models. And I will be slightly delving into some of the popular vector databases. So one of them is a MongoDB. MongoDB provides a very powerful vector database. Similarly, we have Milvus, Chroma, TypeSense. So there are many vector databases of PineCore. So all these things are popular vector databases that can be utilized for both LLM training as well as storing the external data and utilizing them for the LLM. So in our organization, we are using TypeSense as a vector database because the TypeSense already they provide solutions for search. they use this nearest neighbor search algorithms to provide an instant search mechanisms for the applications, and they can be easily integrated with other kind of databases, Postgres, MySQL, or MongoDB itself. And they support storage of the vector embeddings. So something, the other concept we will be looking at in the next slide. Plus, even more useful for us is this is an open source. So you can deploy this in your own environment, and all this vector embedding, our own internal data, you can capture and store them inside your own environment. This gives a lot of flexibility for the entire architecture. So the next final thing we will be looking at is the embedding models. So with the embedding models, the RAG architecture completes. So I will give a quick recap of what we have seen before. So we have LLM in the front, and then we have these vector databases, and our own source data sources, either our external data source or an internal sources like help desk tickets, knowledge base, user manuals, FAQs, all those things. So what really happens is why this embedding model comes into picture is, let's say an organization have 100,000 documents. So these documents, as I said, need to be grouped and stored as a vectors. So converting, it is impossible to create a program to convert the documents into vectors, vector embeddings, then store it in a vector database. Luckily, so we have a lot of models available in the market. So the BERT, the GPT. So what they will be, these embedding models do is, they will consume the documents, they will consume the text or images, video, everything. And then they will be converting them into digital embedding. So they will convert it into embedding, and then they will be stored into the vector database. So luckily we have all this process. We need to understand the in-depth knowledge of how these embeddings are working, because the embedding models comes out with the APIs. So all you need to utilize their APIs, push the data to these APIs. In turn, they will be giving back the vector models, the vector embeddings that can be stored in the vector database. So this pretty much covers all the aspects of an RAG architecture. So utilizing this, many organizations can thrive. Like, so not necessarily they need to have an, they can still use the LLM models available in the market itself, but they can take advantage of internal applications where the data security is really important. And the last thing is, so we can easily create an application using RAG with all the database, vector database, and LLM and embedding model. But still, to effectively creating an application, you need to do lot of fine tuning. This is similar to the human knowledge. So a public speaker, before getting into a stage for 10,000 people, they will be fine tuning their experience. Or a very good speaker who need to give an interview to external people, they will be training themselves with all kind of questions and aspects, and how to answer for a particular kind of questions. So similar way, this Gen AI models, we need to master the prompts. The prompts is something what an user will be providing. So what we need to say is, whatever the user gives, we should have a methodology in such a way that we make that more clear and specific before passing it on to the RAG architecture. Plus, we need to give more context, like what really they are talking about. Something, this looks good, nice. This is looking really great. But before passing to the Gen AI model, we need to say, this office looking really great, or this office premise looking really great, or this office in this location looking really great. So whatever amount of clarity plus the amount of the context we give it to the LLMs, more specific outputs we will be able to get. And again, there is no one clear path or one-stop solutions for the prompt. Lot of training, internal training need to be done, understand the responses, then you need to keep fine-tuning the prompts. Plus, again, as I said, the context or the relevant keywords we need to pass on in the prompts. So this entire user content, because the user will give any kind of questions or any kind of points they will raise. But while creating a solution or while creating a RAG architecture, we should implement in such a way that there are more and more prompts available or fine-tuning of prompts available to improve. So this way we can create many solutions, like many in-house solutions or a customer-facing solutions we can create leveraging the LLMs. So some of the popular thing is something like in social media, generating new content we can do, or analyzing the help desk tickets and responding back, or we can create chatbots that can answer users during there is no live agents available. So there are many use cases we can do, and Kovaion is very much have the capability to implement all those solutions. So thanks a lot. Now I will be leaving it to the question and answer session.
Thank you, Mr. NK. Thanks for that. Participants, I request if you have any questions, queries, please post them in the chat box that you have been provisioned. So, NK, I already have a couple of questions that have been posted. So, I will just read out the questions. Probably you can help us with the clarifications. So one of the queries, how small and medium businesses can utilize the Gen AI in the organization. So just to repeat, how small and medium businesses can utilize the generative AI in the organization.
Yeah. So there are lot of opportunities for the small and medium businesses to improve upon their efficiency and their customer satisfactions, and also for the internal employees using this RAG architecture. As I said previously, they can utilize it for content creation, uh, for something like if they are doing recruitment, the roles and responsibilities they can generate using this tool. And similarly, there are opportunities for them to share details as via chatbot that can engage their potential customers, leads, and also the internal employees. That way, it can help. So like that, there are definitely the small and medium businesses have a lot of things to do using Gen AI. And based on the industry and the domain, we can provide them with the solutions. So the businesses can come forward to us, and we are happy to provide solutions for them.
Sure, NK. Thanks for that clarification. One of the next question is why vector database is being used, or why vector database is leveraged for this application.
Okay. So the vector database as such are utilized. Why they are utilized is uh, the conversational databases, relational or unstructured database, something like MongoDB, may not be in a position to hold large data sets, something the vector database can do. And also the kind of search, the semantic search that is needed for the LLMs cannot be performed on top of the relational and the non-unstructured database. So this vectors database, the beauty of the vector database is they will be converting all the content into mathematical zeros and ones, and that will be stored in a grouped manner. So that makes the information retrieval and decision making a lot faster.
AGI. Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Just a moment. So yeah, connected to that, there is one more question. What are the cost? Cost idea of, if you can give for vector database and embedding models. I will repeat the question. What are the cost structure for vector database and embedding models?
Sorry, can you please repeat it, Manoj? Yes, sorry.
Sure. Okay. So the question is, what is the cost structure for vector database and embedding models? They want to know
Uh,
the some idea about the costing for vector database and
okay, got it. So certain vector databases are open source that can be installed in our environment itself. Like if you have an AWS EC2 instance, easily the TypeSense can be deployed. TypeSense vector database can be uh, easily deployed. Uh, so, so that can be done. So there is minimum charge, or you can go for a pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go model also. Okay. So with a pay-as-you-go model, all you need to pay is for the number of embeddings you do, or the number of the documents you are going to place. That vector database cost will be associated. So it again depends, like what kind of data or what kind of solution you like to build, and how much data you are going to place. The cost will differ, but definitely even for small and medium businesses, they can start it.
yeah, sure, NK. So there's one question.
Mm,
Some participants want to know your opinion on AGI.
mm. Okay.
It's in general, I think.
Okay, the AGI is an budding technology. Something, yeah. So the thing is like something people tout that as a future. Okay, but still it is in a nascent stage. Okay. Um, so my opinion is it might take some more time for the AGI to mature and available for all the most people. So what I want to say is like for now the AI, Gen AI, and and related architecture will be the thing for few years. But I don't know the kind of technology advancements and research happening. Yeah, definitely AGI can come to the top in near future. My personal opinion, I think it will take some more time before AGI start playing a prominent role.
Sure, NK.
Yeah, because whatever the main thing is the AGI or the approach for AGI is to bring in something kind of a human level intelligence. But as you know, the current LLMs, everything available, are based on the quantitative. Uh, but the human mind is qualitative. Uh, so to be very clear, quantitative is it will be purely on the data. Something you have 1,000 data or something, it's pure mathematical calculations. the output is coming back. But the human is qualitative, like the human mind, right? If it is, it will change from people to people. Even a wrong thing, if you keep on telling to your human mind, it will think it is that correct, or it will be biased. Something they will think like based on a person's name, the answer may biased. Based on a person's role, the answers may differ. The way the output is will differ. So the AGI is good, but definitely not something readily available today. I think it will answer.
Sure. Okay. So one trending kind of a question is why LLMs fall short of answering question even if they have been trained with large amount of data. Like this, use the word hallucinated LLMs.
Uh, yeah, perfect. I think the hallucination is something, right? It is the behavior of what to say, like it is one of the biggest behavior of LLMs. And all the LLMs people say it is only 90 percentage. It will provide the answers. That is what everyone, whoever, whatever LLMs in the market, right? If you see even the Chat GPT or Gemini, it will say do it at your own risk. Means they cannot say the answer is perfect or 100% perfect. And the hallucinated answers are expected behavior for any LLMs because the LLMs as such are still maturing. Uh, so as I said in my previous answer to my previous question, the things are the human brain is qualitative, whereas the LLMs are quantitative. So there will be, in spite of billions of training data set, always there will be a level of hallucination or wrong answers, entirely wrong answers will be provided by the LLM. Something whoever going to utilize that, they need to digest the information and make an informed decision. So that's why people say like for a large life critical things, do not use, do not rely either Google or either uh, on these models. Okay, so this will be an enabler. It will be an support system, but ultimately you need to go to a specialist. If you have a specific problem, then specialist humans you need to reach out.
Sure, NK. So there is one question I think you already addressed in some ways, which is how can our organization, how Coan can help us in terms of Gen AI capabilities for an organization.
Okay, the Kovaion has an okay, so vast knowledge in the Gen AI capabilities. So we have invested a lot of energy and time towards Gen AI research and the vector databases and embedding models. So we have invested a lot of energy, and we have developed multiple applications using this architecture and the LLM models. And we have a very, for a company of 15 years of expertise, we have vast experience in the ERP and HRMS front. So combined with this technology knowledge and functional knowledge, we will be able to provide solutions uh, using this architecture.
Sure, NK. Thanks for that. So we still have few more questions from the audience. I think the topic is very interesting, but due to time constraints, we can take those questions offline. So we have details about some of the queries and attendees who have asked. Some are anonymous, so I would request them to drop a email or get in touch with us over LinkedIn. Even NK would be accessible on the LinkedIn, or you can get in touch with any of our representatives on LinkedIn or write to info@covan.com. So we'll try to address those queries. So moving forward, just to introduce. About us, Kovaion. We are a global organization. We are physically present in India, the US, and the UK, and we work with partners and directly with customers across the globe. Around 45 plus countries we have worked with. From 2010, we are 250 plus employees, and predominantly, so we have been in the industry from past 15 years, and so we have touched around 600 plus customers, enterprise customers, and definitely SMBs, many more. And we are a trusted top tier Oracle partner for business transformation and technology solutions, specialized in PeopleSoft, HCM Cloud, Talio, CRM application development and automation. And we also have our own proprietary platform, which is AI powered and low code in nature, where you can rapidly develop applications and deploy and achieve go to market at a rapid pace. So we are into end-to-end digital transformation. We also work on. We also provide skilled resources, um, and we work on majorly on MERN-based technology stack for traditional software development. So please reach out to us for any kind of digital transformation projects that you would be carrying out. We are more than happy to help. So, signing off from this. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.